Warning, the following video may or may not, but definitely will, contain spoilers, coarse language, and unhinged emotional rants about fictional content that will make no sense whatsoever. Viewer discretion is advised. We're just gonna dive right into it. So, turns out the fake Jedi was actually helping them. Even though things did get a little off track there, kind of looked like that wasn't totally gonna happen, but with how Obi Wan was just like, hey, they're not here, let's get out of here, and they were there for like, what, 5-10 seconds? Seemed a little like, you should probably just like wait a second, because like you're out in the middle of nowhere, you think they're just gonna be waiting out in the middle of nowhere for you? So you know, like obviously there was gonna be help. Obi-Wan just did not want to wait more than 10 seconds, it looks like. Oof. Yeah, so some of the things that stood out to me in this episode, the creepy Anakin vision that Obi-Wan has when they're out in the desert, like he's not like, you know, creepy in, you know, in the usual sense, but like, I don't know, there was something about his face. You see his face just kind of like, not really, like, it's not really focused in on him all that much, like, you can't really see him in that great of detail, but like, you know it's Anakin, right? But yeah, he looked creepy just standing out there, and Obi-Wan just kind of staring at him being like, is that, who's that? Right? I don't know, I thought he was a little tiny bit creepy. There was something off that made you go, right? But ooh, yeah. Then we got Obi-Wan. When he's looking at Leia and talking about, you know, like, oh, it's, you know, like, when I look at her, I see her mother's face, like, like that. Oh, that got me a little, I was about to start crying, because it was like, he'd be telling the truth when he says, yeah, he sees Padme when he looks at Leia, like, yeah, that's, that gets me. And then, you know, of course, after the stormtroopers leave, Leia's just like, man, I wish I knew my father. Like, you obviously knew my mom, you know, are you my father? And he's like, I wish, but no. But yeah, so, another thing, that stormtrooper just getting sliced in half by that, like, whatever, energy beam gate. Yeah, something I was not expecting. Like, that was just, like, totally out of the blue. Like, he just gets, whoop, sliced. And that was it. So then, of course, like, we find out that, you know, this Imperial lady, she's, like, this double agent that was supposed to go pick them up, but, of course, Obi-Wan couldn't stand around for 10 seconds and just left with Leia. And so, you know, they kind of had to track them down at that point. So, yeah, she's apparently been working for the Empire this whole time, and she, like, started out working for the Empire because she thought, okay, sweet, and then she started noticing some stuff, and she was like, probably shouldn't be a part of this, but, you know, I'm in too deep, so let's, you know, try to make the best of it and be a double agent and try to fuck over the Empire, but just in secret, you know? Because she's, you know, like, the fake Jedi sends people to her so they can get new identities and be able to survive the Empire, basically. So that was nice that the fake Jedi was actually helping people. He, you know, was just being a little bit of a sleazebag, a little bit, but, you know, his heart's in the right place, somewhat, you know, so that was nice that he wasn't lying. But yeah, so there's this whole secret tunnel thing that they're supposed to use to get out of the city that they're in, and apparently Quinlan Vos has been helping her, like, smuggle younglings through this tunnel, and has been helping her and, like, whoever she's working with. Like, I don't know, I'm assuming we're gonna learn a little bit more about, like, what this whole operation is, because I mean, probably. It probably has something to do with, like, the rebellion, I would assume. But, like, I guess we'll find out. Maybe they're just doing their own thing. Because it sounds like they're just giving people new identities and not, like, fighting the Empire. So it's like, we'll see what's going on with them. Because, yeah, I don't think they're fighting back at all. At least not yet. So, but, Quinlan Vos, are we gonna see him? Because I know in the Clone Wars, recently just rewatched this episode, him and Obi Wan kind of have like a, not so great relationship. I don't know, like Obi Wan literally calls Quinlan like straight up crazy. Like he doesn't like working with him because Quinlan's a crazy bitch, you know? So like it'd be interesting to see like what happens there. Like is Quinlan gonna help him like reconnect with the Force, get his shit together? Because that'd be nice. I would like to see him because I really liked him in the Clone Wars, so it would be nice if he shows up, because I think he would be able to help Obi-Wan, and I think Obi-Wan at this point might be susceptible to it, even though they didn't totally get along. I mean, they got along fine. It was just like Obi-Wan was always so done with Quinlan being like insane, you know? So it's like, I don't know. I would like to see him. Like, I'm pretty sure this show's getting a second season. I don't know if that's like true or not, but if it does, if Quinlan doesn't show up in this one, it'd be nice to see him in the second season or whatever, you know? I think that'd be cool. I don't know, but that's just me, so I guess we'll have to see. So moving along, Vader's showing up and just like, he's just walking casually and just like force choking bitches, dragging them around, like snapping their necks, all that, and I was just like, alright. Cause like, yeah, like, let's be real, this bitch got like totally roasted, got all his limbs chopped off, you know, like he's not gonna be able to do a lot physically. He's gonna have to rely more on the Force, because we do see that a lot in this episode specifically, and like just like in general, you know, like he's not doing flips anymore. He can't really physically do that now because he's probably more machine than man at this point, right? So like, it's cool to see him just kicking ass and being so insane and like violent at the same time, because like he's very violent. He just doesn't do a whole lot with his body. But around him is just a path of destruction and just dead bodies everywhere, and it's like, yeah. It's cool that they stick to that, because like, yeah, like it's also a really good distinction between like, you know, Anakin and Vader, you know. They have completely different fighting styles now, so I think that's cool. But like, yeah, it's mostly because Vader got all his limbs chopped off and he's now mostly machine at this point, so you know, he can't really do flips anymore. And it's also not his style either, so it'd be weird if Vader just started like randomly flipping around and running around, and no, I don't want to see that. that would be too weird. Like, no, he's supposed to be very robotic looking, and it's more menacing that way, because hell, when we see him chasing after Obi-Wan, he's not running. Obi-Wan's running. But like, yeah, Vader just like walks around and like cuts him off and shit. Like it's way more menacing that way than to be chased down by Darth Vader. It's more menacing to just kind of have him like creeping up in the shadows, just like waiting. So kind of a funny editing mistake I noticed is when Obi-Wan runs from Vader like the first time, when he comes back, like it kind of looks like he's running back. It's so weird. Like you know, like Vader corners him in like that quarry thing, and he's kind of just like, I'm gonna get out of here. So he runs away. But then like the next scene, it just kind of looks like he's running back, because there's like a pile of like rock or whatever, and he runs past that. But then like the next scene, he's running back. It looks like. It's so funny. I don't know. You could have just like changed the angle for the second one, so it's kind of just like him running towards the camera. I thought it was funny. Like, it's not that big of a deal, but I thought that was funny that it legit looked like he was just running away, but just coming right back the next second. I don't know. But Vader continuing to be fucking menacing as hell. He just straight up tries to barbecue Obi-Wan. Just make him medium rare as revenge. And I was just like, okay, that was totally out of the blue too. Like, this series decided, hey, you know what, let's lean into the violence, right? So glad they did, because man, this definitely showed, Vader's still a little bit salty about Mustafar. You know, how that duel ended. And honestly, I don't blame him. Like, Obi-Wan did just kind of straight up abandon him there. Vader's just like, I'm a barbecue you. Fuck you, right? It's good revenge, though. I mean, but of course, man, like the third sister has been so fun. And yeah, we see her being hella smart. Like, she's very aware of her surroundings because she just straight up finds that secret tunnel with no trouble, which, you know, is probably a plot device, you know, but you know, like, it didn't seem that crazy to me that she just immediately found it, you know, like, it makes sense, because one, she's like really after Obi-Wan, so you think she'd be very aware of her surroundings now that he's gotten away from her. I'm not surprised that she'd be able to find out where he went that quickly now that she's motivated, right? Because, like, man, she is like a perfect Sith. And even Vader sees that, because, like, earlier on in this episode, they straight up have a conversation, and Vader's like, I see you. You got some potential. And she's just like, I do? Yeah. Like, she's definitely, like, the perfect definition of a Sith. Like, she's completely ruthless. Like, she's taking no shit, and she just does not care who she pisses off as long as it's gonna get her what she wants. And she's doing that. Very effectively, by the way. Like, damn. She's fun. And honestly, the third sister and little baby Leia, man, they are just continuing to carry this show, and I am not complaining. This has been great. Like, you know, this is supposed to be, you know, Obi-Wan's show, right? Because it's named after him. But, like, you know, he's got all this self-doubt shit he's got to sort through. So he's not doing much. We're at the halfway point, because I'm pretty sure there's supposed to be like 6 episodes of this. So this just makes me wonder, is the Grand Inquisitor actually dead? Because he does get killed in Rebels, and Kanan's the one that kills him, and Rebels happens after the Obi-Wan show. So, like, you know, he's a Sith. Like, he's not gonna pull a Darth Maul and just survive out of spite. Like, come on. Of course he is. Like, come on. I don't think Cody's gonna show up. I don't think there's, well, one, I don't think there's time. But if there is a second season that I've been hearing that might be a thing, you know, he might. But, I mean, we'd have to wait to see what happens to him in the Bad Batch, because I think he's gonna die in the Bad Batch. I'm just saying, it doesn't look good. If he's still with the Empire, like we see, I don't know. I don't think he's gonna survive the second season of the Bad Batch. I think that's where Cody's gonna die. So, is Obi-Wan gonna get his shit together? Like, I'm pretty sure that's going to be his journey, is getting his shit back together, right? And I guess we'll see if Quinlan Vos is the one to help him, because I hope he is. I would like to see him, and I would like to see them interact more, because, man, like, the one episode that they are interacting in Clone Wars, it was fun. But yeah, so that's basically all I have to say about the 3rd episode of Obi Wan Kenobi. If you enjoyed my rantings, like, subscribe, check out my other social medias. I'll see you next week, and stay sparkly, my dudes!